Hey girl, I got my Facebook live here. I got my Instagram live here. So I'm gonna go back and forth between the two. I'm in a real weird position right now. I'm sitting on a corner. I'm about to get real. I'm sitting on the corner, in the corner, on the floor, in my room. And because my kids, because my kids are asleep, but they don't want to sleep with the door closed. And I don't want to wake them up. So I'm chilling on the floor right now because I just don't want to wake them up. And all the other rooms in the house echo, and I would just wake them up. So this is where we at. Okay? So that's a start. So besides that, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. I am getting on here. How are you this evening or this morning or this afternoon? I'm not sure where you are, but I wanted to get on here for a quick second and just talk to you about something. So I'm going to wait a few minutes for some people to come in. Hi, Stephanie. Hey, Leanne. How's everybody doing? It's been a minute since I've gone live. I need to get myself together. That's just the truth. I know I do. If you see some on my hand, I got some henna done the other day. Well, yesterday, really. And just the artwork that they do here is absolutely mind-blowing. And it's really beautiful, and it's really cheap, actually. Like, back in the States, it would probably be like $100 for this. This was $10 here, 30 dirhams, that's it. So that's that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So a few days ago, I posted something, and I got a lot of responses from it, so I wanted to talk about it. Hi, Amanda. So I wanted to get on here and talk through it because I've been in my head the last few days, and I haven't really been doing what I'm supposed to be doing, getting on here talking and empowering you and encouraging you, because really I've been trying to empower and encourage myself, if I can keep it all the way live. So a few days ago, I was just in a mood. Like, I can't describe it. I can't put necessarily words to it. I just felt really down. And I couldn't figure out why. And my husband, I was sending a message to my husband, and I was like, I just feel like I want to cry right now. I don't know what's wrong. He was like, what do you think it is? And I was like, well, I don't know. I'm just kind of down on my luck right now. So we got home. He picked me up from work. We got home. And he was like, something is really wrong with you. And I was like, I know. I don't know what's wrong. And I went to the kitchen, was fixing myself something to eat. And in my mind, I was like, it's just so much going on. And I'm not getting the response that I think that I should be getting, and I'm not getting people, saying things to me and liking things I'm doing. So I think I might just put all of this to the side and wait till our transition is over. And so when I came back in the room, my husband grabbed my hand and he said, you may not want to hear this, but you're in your quitting cycle. He said, it's been that length of time where you've been hyped up about something and something was great, and now you are in your quitting cycle. And it hit me so hard because he was telling 100% of the truth. And it's because for a long time, for the past few years, for years, hey, over here, for the past few years, I have started something, started a vision, started a dream, got hyped up about it, created a Facebook page for it, created a website for it, a blog page for it. And within 2 weeks' time, I had quit. I just stopped doing it after about 2 weeks time, And I would be hyped up about it. I'd be posting about it on Facebook. And matter of fact, I was going through the memories that Facebook posts, and I saw a memory of 7 years ago, I tried to start something. And I had a notebook, and I had a t-shirt, and I had a bag made with this logo that I made. And I quit. Like, I'm not doing that to this day. I'm not doing it. And it's all because I quit. After 2 weeks, if it doesn't go the way I think it should go, if I don't think people are supporting an idea that I have, I completely quit. I just quit. I stopped doing it. And before we got married, I used to have this vision wall with all of these different ideas I had for books, for clothing lines, for just all kind of stuff. And I'm doing none of it. Like, I'm not doing one thing. And it's because I have a quit cycle. I get hyped up for 2 weeks, and if after 2 weeks it hasn't taken off, I destroy it. I get rid of it. I pretend that I've never even done it, like it disappears. Like, how people have a relationship and they post it all over Facebook, and then all of a sudden the post and the picture stop showing up, and you just automatically assume, oh, they must not be together anymore. Okay, so it was like that, except it wasn't a relationship. It was my dreams. It was my visions. I was quitting them. After 2 weeks every single time. And so what I realized when my husband told me that a few days ago was that it was my 2-week window, which means I had been doing this for 2 weeks. I've been doing Hey Girl for 2 weeks, this time I really spent money. I set up the website, set up the blog, have been writing, have been doing all kind of things. And I was in my quit cycle. My quit cycle was starting. So it wasn't as hyped up, I guess, as I thought it would be. People weren't responding to it the way I thought that they would. And I was about to quit it again. I was about to quit, y'all. I kid you not. Right before my husband said that to me, I was about to quit. In my mind, I had already quit. And when he said that to me, it woke me up, because it reminded me, Allyson, you are about to quit again. Again, you are about to quit something that you say, hey, DeAndre, something that you said you wanted to do, something you said you were committed to. You are about to quit it again. It's about to disappear again. And when I realized that, and after I said that, I called my husband my hero, because in that moment, he woke me up to something, and he stopped me from completely releasing my destiny. He stopped me from releasing my vision and my dream and my purpose in the world. And what I realized is I'm not the only one, because after I posted it, I had a ton of people commenting saying, thank you for sharing. Thank you for being transparent. I do the same thing. I'm trying not to quit. I keep quitting. I know I don't need to quit. So what I started to do over the next few days, while I was trying to shake myself out of this quitting thing, because what happens is when you start to do something and you continue to do it every time, and you create a pattern, when you try to break the pattern, your body is not, it's not responding to it very well. It's still trying to hold on to the old thing. It's still trying to do the old thing. And so for the past few days, even including today, I was still trying to shake myself of this thing. Like, I was trying to shake this quitting thing. Like, I wasn't writing anything. I wasn't posting anything. I wasn't saying anything. I was just keeping to myself, because internally I had already quit, because my body is just so used to quitting. But what I decided to do, which is really what I'm doing right now, I am moving past my quit zone, and I refuse to get back into my quit cycle. And I call it my quit cycle because it's something I've been doing. Thank you, DeAndre, for your support. I hope everything's going good. I know I haven't heard from you in a long time or seen you in a long time. So thank you for your support. I hope you're not quitting either. So I'm doing my best even right now in this moment, and being transparent. I'm trying not to quit. And I know that what I have is good, and I know that what I'm destined to do is great, but it's hard not to quit. And it's a few reasons, okay? So I'm going to get into one of them now, and I'm going to keep sharing them over the next few days. So the first reason that we quit is comparison. That's the first thing we do. As soon as we have a vision, as soon as we have an idea, the first thing we do in our natural reaction now, especially with social media and even with the way people operate in our own lives, is we start to compare ourselves. And so we take our vision, we take our dream, and we go and we look up other people doing the visions and the dreams that we're doing, that are actually, that are doing what we said we want to do. And so when that comparison starts to come along, there's a quote that says, comparison is the thief of all joy. And I 100,000,000% agree with that statement, because the moment you start comparing yourself to somebody else, you start to lose your zeal, because you're saying, well, that person is doing it, I don't have to. Well, that person is doing it, or these 10 people are doing it. There's no reason why I'm doing it. If you just coming on, I'm going between Facebook and Instagram, so that's why I'm not solely on one place. But so the moment you start to compare yourself, you automatically start to cancel yourself from being able to do that thing, whatever it is. So it could be, hey, Angelina. So if you are talking about the makeup, if you want to start becoming a makeup blogger, or you want to start creating your own makeup products, the first thing you'll start to do is look at the market. And when you start to look at the market, if you're not careful, you will start to compare yourself to the other people in the market. Now, I'm not saying going through data. I'm not saying observing what they're doing and liking what they're doing and, taking some notes so you can grow your business. I'm talking about that person is doing this so well, there's no point in me doing it. That's when we start to enter that quitting cycle, is we start to compare. We start to see that so many other people are doing it that we disqualify our own selves from doing it. We say to ourselves, there's no point in me doing this because somebody else is doing it. There's no point in me committing my time and my effort and my money into this because somebody else has already done it. And then not only that, we start to compare ourselves and we say, well, mine isn't good enough. And that's really where that thief of joy comes in, because we start to say, mine's not good enough. This is not as good as theirs is. So because of that, I shouldn't do it. I'm going to quit. And a lot of the things that I had set up for myself to do before Hey Girl, a few businesses I wanted to do, I saw people doing it and I said to myself, there's no need for me in the marketplace. There's no need for me in the business arena because somebody else is already doing it. So the people will probably just go to them. And so when you start to set yourself up for this, in this comparison mindset where you're always comparing yourself, what ends up happening is you disqualify yourself and you never do it. And you never step out. And you continue to compare yourself. Hey, Pastor William, it's a slow death to joy. That is so true. That is so true. We end up killing our dreams before they even have a chance to be birthed in the earth. We end up stopping ourselves from it. We end up saying there's no point because we start to compare ourselves. And not only do we start to compare our business ideas, then we start to compare ourselves as a person. I'm not as pretty as her. My hair's not as straight as hers. My body doesn't look like hers. I'm not small enough. I weigh too much for me to be able to step into this thing. And so we tell ourselves there's no point. Somebody else is doing it. There's no point. And I've done that for myself, and I can admit it for myself. I have compared myself to the point I have disqualified myself from being able to do something, from saying to myself, I could still have a place in this earth, from saying to myself, I could still do this thing, even if 50 million other people are doing it. And just recently, I started to tell myself, even if somebody else is doing it and somebody else has been on TV and somebody else has a famous blog and is making money and is always being called to do something, my voice still matters. What I have to say still matters, because out of everybody else, nobody else is like me. Out of everybody else, nobody else has my voice. Nobody else has the way that I walk, the way that I talk, the way my hair looks, my glasses. They may have the brand, but they'll never wear them like I do. They may have the same outfit, but they'll never wear it like I do because their body is not like mine. They may say the exact same thing, but it's going to come out so different because it's not my voice. And I am a firm believer that there is a tribe waiting for you. There are people waiting specifically for your voice, and not just based on how you look and how you sound, but also based on your personal story and what you've been through and what you have endured, because nobody has lived your life. Nobody has lived your life. Nobody has been able to tell your story. Nobody can tell your story because it's yours. And your walk of life is your own. And the way you carry yourself is your own. And the way you'll tell a story is your own. So it doesn't matter how many people are out there doing it. If the people are meant to hear your voice, they will hear it. In the midst of all the other chatter, your voice and your story will be the one to stand out to them specifically. And there are billions of people on this planet. Billions of people on this planet. And out of the billions of people on this planet, you're worried about 50. That's right. Every snowflake is unique, and so are you. That's absolutely right, Pastor William. They are destined to hear your voice. There are people called specifically to you. You have a tribe. You have a territory. That is all yours. That is all yours. I think about Rihanna. And the singer Rihanna, and she came out and she first started off as a singer, and we loved her. She gave us this island vibe, and she was beautiful and she was amazing, and her style was daring. But she is stepping out in a new business venture that some people have never done before. Now, there may be hundreds, thousands of makeup lines. There are lines here, makeup lines here I've never seen before that are here in the UAE. But there are thousands, maybe even millions of makeup lines in the world. And if Rihanna would have sat back and said, there are other people doing this makeup thing, I'm going to stick to music. I'm not going to do this. Other people talk about, there being a long line of skin makeup and foundation for skin colors of all types. So I'm not going to step into that territory. Imagine if she never did that because she compared her makeup line to other makeup lines and that stopped her. She wouldn't be where she is today. She is the first African American woman to launch a luxury clothing line with who is it, Louis Vuitton and LV, I'm not sure exactly. I think it's LVMC, I think is the name of the the name of the company. But imagine but it all started with Fenty. It all started with her beauty line. And if she decided that she was never going to release that because she compared herself to other people, she would have never gotten to where she is today, where she's not even pressed about music anymore. She's worried about the business side of things, the things that she knows she's called to embrace women of all backgrounds and all skin colors and all body types. So you have to remember, and I have to remember, that we cannot compare ourselves to other people. Just because somebody's doing something similar does not mean they're doing exactly what you are supposed to be doing. I always think, and I wrote about this on the Purpose app, you are one in a billion. Hey, Lisa, you are one in a billion, and in more than a billion. There are billions of people. There's only one you. And I always think about how God, when he was sitting down to create us, he took a specific pen, or he took a specific paintbrush, and as he began to decorate us and dip his paintbrush into the skin tones of the world all over the planet, he started to create yours specifically just for you. And he picked your eyes specifically for a reason. And he picked your hair for a specific reason. And there was a reason behind every single thing he did. And it was so amazing and it was so powerful that he only did it one time. He only made you one time. He only made somebody that looked like you one time. He only counted the amount of hairs you have on your head one time. He only put your eyes in a specific light and colored them a certain way one time. He made only one of you. One. Out of all the billions and millions and trillions of people he created, there was only one of you. And if there is only one of you, and he thought it was necessary that there was only one of you that was needed in the earth, that means that what you were called to do is for you only. Nobody else can do it. Nobody else can replicate it. It's only for you. So you don't have to go around comparing yourself. You don't have to go around comparing what somebody else is doing to what you know you've been called to do. If it's a makeup line, you can still launch it even with Fenty Beauty out there, even with MAC Makeup, because there's a story behind why you're doing it. There's a reason why you're doing it. And you have to get to that understanding that nobody else on this planet is created like you. And that's why I'm so passionate about Hey Girl. That's why I love Hey Girl so much, because it's all about me empowering you to embrace the uniqueness inside and out that nobody else on this planet has. Nobody else has it. Like, once I get you to understand that, you comparing yourself to somebody else is unnecessary, because you understand that there was only one of you created for a specific purpose. And that purpose was to live out and to walk out what you were destined to do on this earth. Okay? So this goes out to all my quitters. First thing, stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop comparing what you know you've been given to do to other people, because nobody can do it like you. Not one person on this planet. It may come out nice and it may be cool and they may get, a few followers behind it and people pushing them to it, but it'll never reach the ultimate level it's supposed to be, because it's not you doing it. All right? So let's stop comparing ourselves, me included. All right? Because what you have, nobody can take from you. And what you have, only you possess on this entire planet for the rest of all time. So you have to understand that what you're doing is so important that if you don't do it and you don't finish this thing out to the end, it will never be done again the way it was supposed to be done when you did it, or when you were supposed to do it. All right? So we're at the end. I'm not going to hold you any longer. I do want to invite you to my free webinar this Saturday. I'm talking about the woman in the mirror, and I'm going to talk a lot about this as well. You embracing your uniqueness and embracing what you were called and born to do on this earth. So I want you to join me. I'll put the link in the comments to the website for you to be able to sign up. It's a free webinar. It's only an hour of your time. It'll be this Saturday, depending on where you are in the world. So I would love to invite you to join. I'm going to talk about the woman in the mirror. And when I talk about the woman in the mirror, I'm not just talking about you. I'm talking about the person that you've allowed to live your life for you. I'm talking about the person that's been living with different pieces of themselves gone. I'm talking about the woman you've been allowing to live because you've been afraid of rejection, because you have been comparing yourself and you're figuring you need to be like somebody else in order to be liked. I'm talking about that woman in the mirror, the one you don't recognize, the one that you don't like, the one that you're having problems with, the one that you're allowing to make mistakes in your life that you're going to regret for a long time and you're already in the process of regretting. I'm talking about that woman in the mirror. I'm talking about the one that's been in the driver's seat for you when you're supposed to be driving your own car of your destiny. That's the woman in the mirror I'm talking about. The one that's between you and what you're ultimately supposed to be doing in life. All right. So join me this Saturday. I'll put the link down in the comments. I would love to have you. It's free. It's only an hour on Saturday. Kalas, just an hour. All right. Thank you for joining me. Don't quit. Stop comparing yourself. All right. Join me tomorrow. We're going to talk about the second reason why you are quitting, and that's because you feel like you don't deserve it. You feel like you don't deserve success. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. All right. Share this video, like it, and I will talk to you tomorrow.